If you want money right away, I think live is the best way to do it. So I kind of went all in. I get off of live and I've made more money than the average human being makes in 8 hours. Highest was like dollars in a day. Just in 2025, I've made over $1,000 in GMV and over $1,000 in a day.
That was Abigail, and she joined Affiliate Formula looking to start TikTok Shop Affiliate and hopefully add a couple $1,000s in monthly income. She had zero experience and never made money online ever before. However, only 60 days into actually learning and doing TikTok Shop Affiliate did she make $20,000 in commission. And that is all thanks to TikTok Shop Affiliate and the things that we taught her on how to be successful at making content. So in this video, we're going to break down everything that Abigail went through from no job to making over $20,000 a month on TikTok Shop, as well as her blueprint that helps her go viral consistently on TikTok Shop, whether it be live streams or videos. So, Abby, welcome in.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for coming. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So, kind of basic first question, but let's start from the beginning. How did you start with TikTok Shop Affiliate? Like, what's the beginning look like for you?
I was jobless for multiple months, struggling to find a job. I happened to see one of your videos, and it did seem like a pyramid scheme. You know, you hear all these videos of people talking about, like, you can make $18,000 from one video. You have to roll your eyes about it. But there was something about, like, how you said it or something that just kind of clicked with me. And I remember going to my wife and being like, I think I'm going to do TikTok Shop. And she kind of rolled her eyes. But I kind of just had a really good gut feeling about it. So I kind of went all in. I had nothing better to do. You know, I was jobless. And that's kind of how it started. There was something that you worded something differently where I was like, I really trust this guy. You know, it's really hard to trust people on the internet. So I kind of dove right in, and you did all the things that you said that you would do. So I'm glad that, you know, always, if anything, go with your gut feeling. And that's kind of how I started doing this. And I kind of put all my eggs in one basket and joined the course. And here we are.
That's awesome. That's kind of crazy that you felt like it was a pyramid scheme too, because I've heard that plenty of times, but like I never thought of it like that. But I can totally see nowadays like people feeling that way. Because like speaking of, I was just at Target recently with my wife, and there was some person in one of the MLMs that came up to us and was like, oh, like kind of luring us into it or whatever, and it was really weird. And I was like, is that what people feel like when we talk about TikTok Shop online? I was like, never really correlated with it, but it's pretty interesting that you said that. So
It's crazy.
yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Next question. What were your expectations moving into TikTok Shop? Like, did you have a goal or do you have expectations? Like, what it look like?
I think my hope was to make a full-time income doing this because I really did have nothing. There was no plan B for me. So I think my hope, I really want to say, I don't know if it was a goal because I had no idea anything about it, was to make a full-time income so I could support my family, and everything that I hoped for came true. So I think it was more of a hope rather than like a goal, but it did, once I started to see it happen, it did start to turn into a goal for me. It's like, this is how much I want to make. And I kind of put it, but right off the bat, it was definitely more of a hope than a goal.
Nice. Do you think that having like starting with a small goal and then working up with your goals is a smart decision? Or do you think like having like, hey, this is my like goal, I want to get to like $5,000 a month? Or do you think starting with like $100 a day, or what do you think?
I think starting small is better, but I think it's less pressure. For me, it was funny. I think with the small group, you were like, all right, I want everyone to try going live. And I remember being like, I will never, you will not catch me going live one time. And I think you made sure that everybody was going live. And I think I did. And I tried to like sneak under. I was like, you know, playing under the radar. And I remember you like texting me and you're like, have you done live yet? I was kind of like, no, maybe soon. And you're like, okay, tomorrow or whatever. And I just remember, like, I was like, I should just try it. And I think the goal of me just doing it was like the first step. So I think having little goals like that, like trying to go live, even though I'm really uncomfortable doing it, because doing the things that you're most uncomfortable with is how you grow and get better. So I think having smaller goals. So my first goal was, let me go live. I don't really care if I make a sale. I just need to do it for an hour. Went live for an hour. And then it just kind of grew from there. I just, let me go live again. Let me try to actually make a sale. And then, you know, smaller goals. And then eventually once you see the numbers come in, then you can make bigger goals.
Yeah, I like that. I think when you start your goals too high, at least in my opinion, when you start your goals too high, you like really feel like you didn't shoot like for what you wanted that first time. Like, like I even did that in my first live stream. I was like, oh, I didn't make anything. I was live for like 5 minutes and I had like 3 viewers. I was like, of course I'm not gonna make anything.
It's super scary though
Yeah.
when you first do it, so I understand.
Yeah, and I think that's smart. Like having the like, okay, I just need to go live. Don't even have a goal. Just like I just need to go live. That's the goal. I think that's pretty smart. So I like that. Do you have a product that you had go viral, or what was your first product you had go viral?
I would say I had first a viral live product, and it wasn't really me that made it go viral. It was a product that I saw multiple people making a lot of money going viral with. And I was like, I could probably do what they're doing, and I could like probably do a little bit better. And it was a scrubber, still to this day. It was probably like a little bit over a year ago. I started with this scrubber. Funny enough, and yeah, I remember it was a kid in our group. He made like $600 one night from a live, posted it in our group chat, and I was like, I could do that. $600 would change my life right now, just like in one day. And I got the product, and I watched other people's lives. I kind of took what they were taking, but I changed it a little bit, added a little bit more, and it was the first time I was making so much money doing this day to day. I think my highest was like $2,000 in a day, scrubbing for like 2 hours or something ridiculous. So I think that was like my first time where I was like, oh my God, this is crazy money that you could be making on this app. So I think that was the first time that I felt that.
Wow. That's it's funny because I remember watching your live streams and seeing you scrub your like shower and be like, wow, her bathroom's very clean now. Like you just like cleaning constantly.
I go the time, yeah. And I was in like a shitty apartment. Like it was a shitty apartment. It was hot in the bathroom. Like I was struggling, but I mean, it didn't matter. Like when you see, because you can have like the streamer profile up, so you can see the sales that you're getting and the numbers. And I just remember like sweating my ass off and just being like, it doesn't even matter. I'll do this forever.
That's awesome. And speaking of a streamer desktop, can you talk about that? Like, how do you utilize that and how does it make you feel when you have that up versus if you don't have that up?
Oh my God, it's like the only thing that I use when I'm going live. I will immediately, when I go live, I will pin the product, start the live flash sale. I will go to my billboards because the billboard, I can't control the way that it stacks each other. So immediately I'll go to the billboard and I'll like change the billboards to the way that I like them. And then I will right from there go to the little screen on the right hand side, which shows you it's like a different statistic kind of board. I could just send you guys a video. I'll put it on the thing of what I'm talking about. But it's like there's like it's like a black screen. It shows you real time. Immediately when you go sale, the number goes up. So I like to have both of those up at the same time. So I'll switch from tab to tab. I'll read the comments. I'll make sure that I know who ordered something so I can shout them out. So I have the orders there too. And as soon as somebody orders, their name is going to pop up and I always shout them out like, hey, thanks for your order, or I got your order, just to make sure it is actually crazy how much people really do like that you say their name and you acknowledge that they're a human being. You're not just like a number. And I think that's also really, really important.
Wow. Okay, that's good to know. I remember hearing somebody else say that. Like if you're saying people's name, the likelihood of them staying in your live stream is like goes up dramatically just because they're like, oh, this person talking to me, I can't leave them now. I have at least 2 or 3 people who join my lives every single time they see me going live, and they just love to chat with me. They know what I'm doing. Every single time they see me, they're like my biggest supporters. I have like 3 or 4 people who always do it. They're sending me gifts and they're just like chatting to me, which is like so funny to me. And it like literally, it does feel like they're one of my friends. I have no idea who these people are, but like they're like my little friends that I see when I go live. So it's like a little community. When it comes to like you live streaming, what do you think is like the biggest thing that actually converts people when you're live, like to actually purchasing? Because obviously a lot of times you get tons of impressions, right? Like 60,000 people see it, but then, you're going to get so many sales. What do you think is that big outlier for you that makes people want to purchase? Is it the product? Like what is that? It is always hitting the pain point of the product or that the product solves. So for me, a scrubber, it's a lot of one thing that I noticed immediately on TikTok was how many scrubbers there were. Like I bought a bunch of them from TikTok. They're all sucked.
But there was one that I could actually put a little bit of pressure on it and it didn't stop moving. And I was like, that's it. That is what is actually going to get those people to buy this one. And so I hit that pain point a lot because I think TikTok kind of did it for me and sold all these like really crappy scrubbers. So I could literally show them. I think that's what the importance of going live is the fact that they can ask me real questions and then I can go show them. It's really a live demo. They can ask me whatever they want. I show them. They're like, sick. That's all I needed to see. That's all I needed to know. And that's kind of really what gets them to buy right away.
I like that. That's kind of similar with videos too. Like if you're talking to the pain points, it's just like converts like crazy. If you just talk about features, you're not going to get anywhere really. But if you talk about how those features benefit them, it's like so different, right? When I guess kind of backtracking a little bit, but like when it comes to say somebody is trying to live stream and they're not getting the traction that they want, what is that mind shift that you are trying to get, or like what that you had that ultimately made you successful?
Did take a little bit. I was still learning TikTok, so I knew I had to go live for a certain amount of time. I was still learning like the tiers. But as soon as I started going live for at least an hour and a half each time, I did start to notice that I started to get more people. It was consistency and it was going live for at least an hour and a half is what I noticed off the bat. Eventually I did grow into a little bit longer and whatever, but that was when I started to notice it was an hour and a half and it was just, even if there's nobody in your live, just go for an hour and a half and stay consistent with it. And I saw that I started to get rewarded from that consistency.
Nice. Okay, that's good to know. Do you shift into more videos now, or do you do lives and videos? Like, what's that look like for you?
Funny enough, this is really embarrassing, but I heard my shoulder so with scrubbing actually really hurts right now. So I have shifted into more videos. I, in general, wanted to shift into more videos. I didn't like going live as much. I will go live and I don't mind it per se, but it really does take up more time than just making videos does. So I have started to make a lot more videos. I do go live a little here and there. But I think the money, if you want money right away, I think live is the best way to do it. I think you can talk to a lot of companies and paying you an hourly rate too. So I think negotiation is like a really important factor when you're going live to do. Always, if you want to go live with a product, reach out to the company, ask them for an hourly rate or ask if they would, be willing to do that, raise your commission, whatever it is, negotiate. That is like our best thing that we can do as creators.
When you say negotiate, I know a lot of people negotiate obviously retainers or hourly rates, but do you recommend starting with getting live flash sales as like kind of a negotiation, like the first step, or what do you think on that?
So I would say yes. That's a good point. I would maybe get a flash sale from them first, I think. And if you were usually what I would do if it's a new product, can I have a flash sale for my viewers? And then I would say if I sell 100 units in whatever many days, can you change my commission to blah, blah, and kind of like work it that way. But I would definitely, yeah, that's a good point. I would get the flash sale first, go live with it really hard, and then get a certain amount of sales that you think that you could negotiate a commission increase. And I think that's kind of where you lead to.
I like that. That's smart. I guess now, what does a typical day look like for you when it comes to making content? Like, I guess walk us through like, all right, now I get my products and then I get to filming. Like, how does that look?
So it depends on the product that you are mainly going live with. If I'm going with a scrubber, I'm going to go live in the morning because I know that people who are buying scrubbers are probably moms who wake up early and are doing nothing but scrolling on TikTok. So I'll usually wake up, go live immediately for 2 hours or whatever it is. Then I get off of live and I've made more money than the average human being makes in 8 hours. And it's 11 o'clock in the morning still. So I usually eat lunch after that. And then I'll plan out some videos and then I'll film pretty much until my wife gets home from work. And then right from there, I'll like edit while we're like sitting on the couch watching TV and stuff. And that's pretty much like day to day. Or unless I have, my brother does TikTok now. So if he's here, we'll skit together, which is really fun. But if she's not here, then yeah, it's pretty much live and then videos for me. Yeah.
If you're comfortable, what are your results so far? And I guess how long you've been doing this? I guess I never asked that.
No, it's funny. I actually wrote this down because until you wrote that post, I had no idea. I've never actually like sat down and like put everything out, but I did recently. So I started last year at the end of June, and in 2024, so end of June to December, I had over $343,000 in GMV. I didn't have November's stats, which really annoys me that I missed that. I did ask for TikTok for that information. So it's probably way over that, probably like around 400,000. So last year alone, from June to December, I made a little bit over $85,000. And then just in 2025, I've made over $330,000 in GMV and over $60,000 in commission. But in my career, it's been close to $70,000 or $700,000 in GMV and $150,000 in commission, which is crazy. Once I saw that, it was like, yeah, that's insane.
One last question. If you were to have one big tip to somebody who is struggling or just starting, what would that be?
I think it's something that I actually learned recently, which is, it took me a very long time to learn, but it was just to not care about other people seeing your content, about it being cringy, about you, how you sound, how you look. I never got in front of the camera, and now I'll take my camera and I'll film 10 videos all in one time. I never was like that, and now I don't care. So I think for me, the biggest thing was learning to not care about all of this other external stuff. None of these people are paying your bills. It does not matter what they think or say. In fact, I think what it took was a bunch of those people seeing my videos, contacting me and asking me how they can do it too. So it really doesn't matter. But I also think just stay the course, be consistent, and no matter which way the numbers are going, if you keep putting out the content and staying consistent, it's going to work out for you, and just always trying to get better. That's how anything works, but especially making content like this.
That's awesome. I think that's really good stuff, and I hope that everybody else got some value out of that. Now, this is just one of dozens of success stories that we've had inside of our small group mentorship. So if you would like to be a case study just like Abby is here in this video, and you want me to mentor you into success on TikTok Shop, we're currently screening members to see who is actually interested in doing something like this and actually being mentored. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and click the link down in the description below.